Glory be to God. It's November 15th, 2023. I wanted to put this video out before you continue to watch the video that you're watching right now. The videos that you're about to witness is past videos that I'm just now releasing to everyone. This was part of my purpose, part of God's will, to expose the enemy, because that's what the Bible tells us to do, to expose the enemy. This is a learning video. The videos that I put out is not to disrespect my wife. It's not to embarrass her, because I love my wife. I'm in love with my wife. I've been through this journey of spiritual warfare for a reason. And I hope everybody looks at these videos with a spiritual eye and a spiritual mind. And if you don't know the Word of God, get into it, read it, have a better understanding, and then come back and look at these videos. My videos, they all will have dates on the videos, so you can watch them in order. It's a reason why you have to watch them in order. You're going to see me grow in these videos. You're going to see how God maneuvered and changed things in my life in these videos. These videos is for everybody out there that may be going through the same thing I'm going through, but don't have no answers. Well, in these videos, I'm going to show you what spiritual warfare looks like. I'm going to show you how to fight and know that the strategies of the enemy, like the Bible tells us, why they do what they do. Trust me, I searched all over YouTube for the last 8 years, and I haven't came across nobody that's really had video evidence of demonic demons controlling people that they love, or somebody explaining through their experience on live of what just took place and why it's happening. I need y'all to go back and watch my testimony series so you can have a better understanding of who I am, and watch these videos in order. I will put the dates on them, and my thumbnails will be color coordinated for the years from the time I started until today, and what changed and how did it change, because it's different type of demons that control, and they all do something different, and I'm gonna break every single one of them down on how they do and what you have to do to fight it based off God's word. I thank y'all. I love y'all. And just know I did this for y'all. I did this for y'all. I love y'all. I don't even know y'all, but I love y'all. I love it. I love each and every one of y'all, because this was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. It was bigger than my wife. It was for y'all. This is what God wanted me to do. Enjoy the video. August 11, 2024. So I've been waiting on this conversation to happen. The enemy was trying to get to a point to pretty much explain, to bring up the divorce. And she's really conflicted. She's really conflicted when it comes to her thoughts. See, what's the enemy been trying to say to her? Now, look, when you're in a spiritual argument or discussion with the enemy, you got to listen to him. Don't cut him off. Don't get upset. Don't show no anger. You can't feed that energy. But you let him talk. What the enemy wants you to do is to accept something that is not true. Or don't make no sense. See, this is what she said. This is what the enemy been feeding her is other problems in our marriage. But she can't tell me because my head is too hard. But when I ask her, well, tell me what it is, she'll say, I can't. Because I was trying to talk, when we was talking, I was telling her, well, we'll make this a lot easier if I knew that I messed up in this marriage. If I knew I wasn't doing the intimacy part wasn't good, or I was not giving you enough affection, we wasn't going out places, I wasn't being considerate, I wasn't doing the small things with gifts and notes, flowers, buying you outfits, giving you quality time because I'm out in the streets or something like that, physical touch, the bills being jacked up, I'm putting other people before her, I'm not working, I'm not cleaning, I'm on drugs or some type of alcohol. Like, if I had and I'm telling her, if I had a reason, then I'll be able to accept it. And I would let you move on. And I would say to myself, Rashad, you messed that up. That's on you. You could have been better in this area. But when she still can't tell me what I'm doing wrong, and this is where I killed it at. See, she brings up the postpartum depression because she said the other night I didn't want to accept it. And I've been saying it ain't postpartum depression because I had to do research on postpartum depression. And it's mainly more when I'm pretty sure it's other symptoms that shows when you have postpartum depression. But I know one of the main ones is the disconnect with the children, right? And maybe I'm gonna put up a list for postpartum depression because I get people in these videos, they wanna say, based off my wife's actions, it's postpartum depression. No, that's not postpartum depression. And then on top of that, her same actions she was doing. So can you get postpartum depression before you're even pregnant with a child? That's my question. Can you have postpartum depression before you even get pregnant with someone? Because I ain't never heard of it. So if she's doing things before she even had the baby, and then she's doing the same things after she had the baby, it's not postpartum depression. Then the things that she was doing, biting me, constantly trying to move, constantly saying that you're going to get a divorce, constantly tearing up the house, making a scene in front of other people at our apartments. Is that postpartum? Is that part of postpartum depression? Because my example that I used was if postpartum depression is, some women, they'll hump on a wall, and some women, they'll hit their forehead. That's postpartum depression, right? If that was postpartum depression, then it would be a lot of cases where you'll hear women humping walls and hitting their forehead for no reason. But that's not what postpartum depression is. Everybody, even though everybody reacts off it a little bit different, I'm pretty sure those ain't the signs of postpartum depression. I ain't never heard or read or heard somebody say, well, when you got postpartum depression, the woman, she's gonna hump on a couple walls, and she's gonna be hitting herself in the head continuously because she's dealing with postpartum depression. The symptoms and whatever activities that person do is gonna be majority of the women that go through postpartum depression. It's gonna be the same thing. It's not gonna be something different. So I ain't never heard of women having postpartum depression and every other weekend they're married and they're telling their husband, I'm getting a divorce, or they're packing up their whole house to go move somewhere else. Most of the time when people get angry, get upset, they pack up a bag and they'll be gone for a couple days. That's not what was happening. She's grabbing all her 48 boxes of shoes, all her clothes, and trying to stuff it all in the car. But before she stuffs it in the car, she puts it in front of the doorway outside so everybody can see it. Is that postpartum depression, people? What about when they're opening up windows and blinds and they're trying to bite you? Is that postpartum depression? Because if it is, then maybe I am wrong. If it's any guys that's watching this video and they woman went through postpartum depression and they was tearing up the house, packing up all their stuff, and that's a symptom of having postpartum depression, then maybe I was wrong. But still, you was doing these same actions beforehand. So now, check this out. So I made that. So my next question was, you're bringing up postpartum depression was 4 years ago. And you're bringing up this Facebook Live video, which was also 4 years ago. You ain't never once talked about this video or Facebook Live this year. You haven't even talked about it last year. I don't believe. But I know it wasn't this year. But all of a sudden, in the last 3 weeks, now it's a problem. Why is it a problem? Then she said she was talking about, I done came in here and told you I'm not in love with you. And you were saying that's not you, that's the enemy. You didn't want to accept it. That was my feelings. And I said, well, it's weird because we could have went out to dinner, made love 24 hours later, and you verbally tell me that you love me. And then 24 hours later, you're telling me you're not in love with me. Make it make sense. What did I do within those 24 hours to make you say that you're not in love with me? How can you tell somebody verbally and even send them a text message how much you love them? We made passionate love, went out to dinner, but now you're not in love with me. So when I say it's the enemy, you get upset. I said, it's not making sense. So, every time the enemy says something, I'm stopping it in its tracks because what you're saying ain't making sense. And then I said this is the kicker. She'll say, well, It's other things than that you don't want to accept because your head is too hard and I can't tell you. Well, I said, well, how can you tell me about the postpartum depression, you not loving me in this video, and these are the causes for divorce, in this video that took place 4 years ago, but you can't tell me the other things. If I'm listening to you, tell me about postpartum depression, you're not in love with me in a video, then why you can't, what is the other things that makes it so hard for you to tell me that you making it seem like my head is too hard to accept? Even if I accepted those reasonings of you're not loving me, but like I said, just 24 hours, we made love. You told me verbally that you love me, and you text me, but then you tell me within 24 hours you're not in love with me. What are we doing? Are you playing like mind games with me? Then you brought up the video. With the video, that took place 4 years ago, you said that I didn't want to console you. But in the video, you see me in the video trying to console my wife multiple different times, and she kept pushing me away. So it's like, it got to the point where I just told her, and then my daughter started, and we was not yelling, but we was talking. My daughter don't know when we're really like when it's getting a little heated versus us talking. So she kind of got in, and it was like, y'all arguing, or whatever she said. And I said, no, we're not arguing. And I kind of politely said, the conversation is just going around in the mirror. It's just going around in circles, because that's what the enemy wants to do. He wants to continue to talk about stuff that there's no real solution. There's no accountability. And she don't know what to believe. Because these are the same topics that have been going on that should not be going on. And it was not talked about no time this year until 3 weeks ago. Until I pretty much put out one of the bigger spiritual warfare videos that I put out showing the enemy act up. It's not coincidence. So, she asked me if I got served. I said, no, I didn't get served yet. So she probably got somebody to serve me, and they don't know if they want to serve me, because I think it's the same person that served me before. You see what I'm saying? And so they don't want to have to serve me again. She asked me. I didn't want to tell her, you know what I'm saying? But she'll reach out to that person and ask them to serve me again. This time I won't be so mean to the person, because I was kind of like, after she served me that first time, I didn't want to have nothing to do with her. And it was more because the way she was going about it. The way she was talking to me and the way she was doing it. And I was trying to talk to her, and she was not trying to listen. So ever since then, I was like, I'm cool on her. Like, if you're going to be on her team and you're going to feed her bad information and talk, I really don't have nothing to do with you. Even with her mom, like, I think her mom is kind of like, well, if you got to get a divorce, then go ahead and get a divorce. And it's like, she knows me. She knows I'm a good person. She knows I'm a good man. But you're still not doing what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And you're supporting your daughter in bad decisions. Like, that's not cool. Christians don't, especially if you're supposed to be a Christian woman, divorce is never an option. It's never an option. But I don't think I fed the enemy anything. Um, she's just a little confused. I told her I'm gonna still continue to love you. Um, I'll see what happens. But I just want to give y'all a rundown. I'm out.